So you can come along with me today and just take a walk, just as I would doing a site visit with a client, and look at, from my perspective, a consulting forest perspective on this park in Medina County. Come with me and enjoy. So I'm approaching the first stop here that's indicated on the map, and one really neat feature about this park here is, if you look behind me, you can see the view. Such a beautiful vista here, and it comes up on an area where you can just come and sit, and you can see it here behind me, right here. Pretty neat place. Okay, so I'm approaching the black walnut tree planting here, and really it's on a east-facing slope or aspect. And there's a lot of grass in the understory here, some raspberries, dead American elm right here behind the camera. So this is what it looks like. This was planted in 1984. Looks like the spacing of the tree planting was probably 6 to 8 feet. Clearly some trees didn't make it. So this clearly looks like a forest. One of the neat things about a tree planting, it takes time, but then it begins to look or take on a lot of characteristics of a forest. And like I said, in the understory, there's some trees, a lot of grass, some blackberry, not blackberry, but raspberry bushes in the understory. One important thing about black walnut tree planting, or planting black walnut trees, is to take into consideration the soil conditions. I don't know what the soil conditions are here, but black walnut likes deep, rich soil. That's why you often find them growing very well down in creek bottom areas, down in areas where it gets where there's a lot of rich soil. And you can find some other trees that made their way in here. In the background here, there's some slippery elm, and there's a spruce tree over here, but it's mostly made up of black walnut from the planting. One thing of concern in tree plantings is invasive species control. It doesn't look like there's too much interfering in here in this area. I should mention that the tree planting we were just at, the black walnut tree planting, is identified on the blue trail. The average diameter is probably somewhere around 10 to 11 inches. So that means that other one we were in, it was probably more around 13 or 14 inches of diameter at breast height. So the tree planting of that oak stand was probably, I would say, probably in the 70s at some time, even though there isn't any information, as far as I know, how old that first one we looked at. Again, it's not identified on the map. It's just along the blue trail, just as you start out on the west, just across the stream. We're at the second stop here, second tree planting. And this tree planting, if you look on the map provided, I'll provide one so you know where we're at. It's right near where the blue and yellow trail meets. But in this one here, we got northern red oak, white oak, black walnut, sweet gum, black cherry, yellow poplar, some Douglas fir, and there's some other ones that I'm forgetting, but we'll get a good idea of what's in here. This is on the, let's see here, I'm looking at my map, trusty map I have along here. Yeah, we're along the south end here, near the field, the overlook just below the overlook. So the species may change as we move further in. And this tree planting, it was planted in 1985. So just a year after the black walnut planting we were just at. And so here again, you can see what it looks like. It certainly looks like a forest as it continues to grow. But some things to note in the understory. A lot of, the presence of white ash. Presence of white ash, seedlings, saplings in the understory. Ash can tolerate some shade and can get established, grow and thrive, at least for some part, in the understory. And again, the average diameter here, just as the other one, diameter breast height is 11 inches. A couple things to note additionally in the understory. There's some gray dogwood here. Some multiflora rose, but it's not bad. Here you see what's happening here. These spruce or fir that were planted starting to die. Sugar maple, I don't know if I mentioned sugar maple, so there's some sugar maple here. I'm trying to find some multiflora rose right here. So these are some common things that you're going to find in these areas. These open field areas that were planted, you're going to find some invasive species. One item to note in this section where the yellow poplar is planted. Sorry for the blast of sun here. Right here. Right here behind me. I don't know if you can tell, these are much larger than some of the other trees that are planted in here, than the black walnut and the oak. And that's just because yellow poplar grows more rapidly. So they're establishing themselves quite well in this plant.